Hey everybody, Mike here. So I want to give you a little overview of this Baofeng UV5R. This is a dual band two-way radio, and this review is going to be based on a beginner's perspective. I don't know a lot about ham radio yet. I wanted to get into the ham radio hobby. While I don't have a technician's license or any ham radio license yet, I picked this up about a year ago so that I could start learning. Based on everything I had read up to the point before I bought this radio to get you in and get you moving, so you can kind of start learning the hobby. I'll say real quick what I've learned on this, and if you're looking for someone that's got a little bit more technical review of this radio, you might check out some other videos as well. If you're just looking for beginner perspective like I was, hopefully I can help you out here a little bit. On your radio here on the front face, where you'll make all your channel selections and do your menu options. Side of your radio is where you've got a flashlight button, your push to talk button, and a call button. And then on top here is your volume knob, which turns it on. When you turn your radio on, your display will come on, let you know what mode you're in. You can go back and forth between your channel mode, and your frequency mode. What's really nice about this radio is it's got 128 different channels you can program different frequencies into, and then depending on how you set it up, you can also program it to show just the name or the band you're on at the moment. You've also got an A/B selection button right here, so you can have two different channels on the screen at once. So it's easily switchable between two things if you're wanting to listen to two different bands at the same time. There's two ways to program this radio that I found. You can go through and program everything just right here from the keypad on the front, or what I've done is I've purchased this Baofeng cable. Be careful which cable you buy. There are some knockoffs out there on the market that will not work. From what I understand, there's a little chip inside this USB. This cable paired with your computer and that chirp software will allow you to program your radio through the computer simply by uploading your settings off your Baofeng radio to the computer. You can make your selections, put it all into the program. I'll have that up on the screen while I'm talking here. You can change not only the menu options in this radio from the chirp software, but you can enter in all your band settings that you need for your radio, as well as names and everything else, and then download that back to the radio when you're done. It's a lot simpler way to program the radio. It's a lot faster than I found than it is just doing it through the keypad itself. Now, if you're not familiar with ham radio, something you do need to know is once you've picked this up without a license, you cannot talk on this radio legally until you've obtained one of the ham radio licenses. You can, however, purchase and own one, and you can monitor and listen to whatever station you want as long as you're picking it up. One of the key things that I've liked about this radio that I've used it for when I pick it up and play with it, there's a weather band you can pick up that will tell you the weather in your area. I'll bring that up for my area here real quick.
Rain. Highs in the lower 50s. Chance of snow through midnight. Colder with lows in the upper 20s. Chance of precipitation.
To switch back and forth between your stations, and I've got mine set up to display the name, but if you wanted to have this where you just displayed the band, you can go into your menu, and underneath, I believe it's option 21 and 22, you can select from here, switch this back to frequency, hit menu. Now you see it on the bottom line here, it's displaying the channel instead of the title. Now if you want to be able to go select back and forth to switch the channels, your top arrow here is pointing up. That's going to switch the selector you want. Then if you hit your B button, you can switch that down and change this station as well. So now you're monitoring both of these stations at once. Now the other cool thing about this is on the top here, you've got a little flashlight, which by pushing your bottom button right here, illuminates that flashlight. It's not extremely bright, but it is enough to be able to see what you're doing. Push it one more time, and it's got a little strobe, like a little distress light. Third time turns it off. Now your antenna here does come off. There's a ton of different upgrades for these radios, antennas being one of them. This is what the bottom of your antenna looks like here. Here's the top of your radio. Another nice upgrade you could consider for these radios is the battery. You can upgrade the battery and put an extended life battery on here, which makes the radio quite a bit taller, but that is an option as well. While I have not had a lot of experience with this radio yet, being that I'm just getting into it, you can pick this thing up cheaply enough that it gets you into the game and kind of get your feet wet, and then you can kind of decide whether ham radio is for you or not. My main reason for being able to pick this up is mainly just for in case of emergency. If you ever lose cell towers in the area due to natural disaster or whatnot, I just had another means of communication to get me by. And then when I'm not using this thing, it goes right there in the dock. I can leave it charging and it's ready to go whenever I need it. I've had a lot of fun learning this little radio. So far, it's been pretty easy to pick up and learn what I'm doing. If you're looking to get into the ham radio hobby, check out this Baofeng UV5R. I think you have a lot of fun learning this just like I have been recently.